Rich Gaspari. I mean, I see you training every day in the gymnasium, so I know you train 4 or 5 hours a day.
Look at that winning form of Rich Gaspari.
Arnold called me personally to enter that show because it was the first time he was running it, so he wanted to get all the top contestants, from the Mr. Olympia to go on that show. Now, I just got done with competing in the Mr. Olympia, which I got second, and then I went into 7 Grand Prix shows that in 1988. So I was really burnt out. But because of the opportunity of going in that show for the Arnold Classic, being the first Arnold Classic winner, I took the opportunity. I entered the show.
What about the favorites? You've seen this field. What about the favorites?
Well, I tell you that I watched this afternoon the competition, and during the pre-judging I have to say that Rich Gaspari was in my mind the favorite. He had the most fire in him, he had the most will to win, he had a great posing routine, he was very good competing against the other guys, doing the right poses and so on, and he had tremendous muscularity. I think he's really in perfect shape today, and I think that he has a good shot of winning.
There's a pic of me winning that show, and I think I jumped like 4 feet in the air, so I was like one of the few bodybuilders that jumped so high.
Your first winner of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, Richie Gaspari.
I was ecstatic in winning that show and getting that Arnold trophy, which is a really, really cool trophy that I'm still, take pride in having. Winning that show at the time, it was a great relief, but also great to be there, with Arnold himself, giving me that winning trophy and him feeling like confident that I was the favorite to win that show.
So tell me now, what is next? I mean, obviously, this is the first big competition of this year, and now you have a certain momentum going for yourself. Tell me, what's the future plan?
Well, I feel very proud and privileged to win the first Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, and hopefully, as long as I try to do my best, I feel this year could be my year.
It's just a monster. I mean, from the first time that I entered that show and won that show was at the Veterans Memorial. And at that time, they had just a little section in the Veterans Memorial for, vendors, that had brands or equipment companies. And now you look at it, it's just a monster with just like myself, who has, a booth at the show, and then having all the different athletic events that go on beyond just bodybuilding. I mean, it's an amazing, it's a sports spectacular. It's no longer just a bodybuilding event. Being able to win the Arnold Classic put me as one of the best bodybuilders in the world. So that was right there, gave me that place in history as, being one of the greats. At the time I never thought of myself as that. I was just this hardworking kid that was just trying to be, a great bodybuilder. But it just gave me that name. I get to give back to the sport. They've been running the Arnold Amateur. So for the past 15 years, myself, under Gaspari Nutrition, has been giving back by being part of that Arnold Amateur. So, Arnold gave to me the opportunity to become, this big pro and a big name. Now the Arnold Amateur gives me a chance to give those aspiring young amateurs to become a name. Always being, known as the first Arnold Classic winner is like being that guy who paved the way for the rest of the athletes to, to come by and, go on that show.